final assessment of the semester. So this is the second time we've done the assessment. It's exactly the same as the first. What you'll need is somewhere where you can log your results. So maybe a pen and a paper or your phone, you can log in your results, and then you can transfer that information into the form and then save that form and submit it back to me, okay? So I'm gonna go through the exercises with you today. I'm gonna demonstrate, only demonstrate some of them, and then I think there's two that I actually go through with you at the same time. So I'll go ahead and ask you to pause the video, do your exercise, and then play the video, and then move on to the next exercise, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do our breath duration. That's the first exercise, the test. So remember that this is just a complete breath. So it's an inhale into an exhale. You're not holding your breath, you're just a continuous one breath, and you're timing this. So you'll need a clock or your phone to time this. So when you breathe, you want to start the clock when you start to inhale. So when you start to take that breath in, you'll start your clock or start counting. And then when you're done pushing that breath all the way out as far as you can take it, you'll stop counting or stop your clock, okay? Remember, you want to slow this breath down. So especially the transition from the inhale to the exhale. Really slow it down. Whether or not you breathe through your nose or your mouth is up to you. So that's what you're going to do. So go ahead and pause the video, do your breath duration. You're going to answer all the number 2s today. You'll put your breath duration time result in the number 2 slot line for the breath duration, and then come on back. All right, so hopefully you made some improvements there. We're going to move into the 100, and I'm going to go ahead and warm you up first. So let's start with chest expansion before we do our 100. Let's go down for cat and cow. And dynamic. All right, so with the 100, remember that we tested with a low held position of our legs. So that's how we will test this time. So I'm going to demonstrate, and then you're going to do this yourself. So remember, low hold. So we bring our legs down just above our hip height. So that's where we'll hold the legs. And we're pumping and breathing, just like we always do every session. And you're just keeping count until you get to 100 pumps, or your form is sacrificed and you can't do the exercise anymore, okay? So you're not going beyond the 100. If you did 100 the first time, you're going to try the same exercise again. You'll write down your results. So if you did anything less than 100, it would have been like 60 or 70 or 80 or something like that. That's the number of pumps, or 8 breaths or 6 breaths, right? And so go ahead and pause the video, practice your 100, write down your result under number 2, and then come on back. All right, so hopefully you made some improvements with the 100. We're going to move on to the Fab 5. So I'm going to actually go through this exercise with you. Remember, it's single leg, double leg, crisscross, single straight, double straight. So it's the 5 exercises. We're doing all traditional today. It's continuous until we get to the end of the double straight. The first time we tested, we only did 5 repetitions of all 5 exercises. So you would have put a 5 or less on your result. And if you put less than 5, that means that you didn't do all 5 exercises at 5 repetitions. And that means that you'll want to try the 5 repetitions for 5 exercises again. If you did put a 5, you're going to want to add repetitions to this workout. So maybe 6 repetitions, 7 repetitions, 8 repetitions of the same 5 exercises, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go through with 7 as my number for repetitions. I'll go through the workout with you, and I will count and also cue you into the next exercise. So if you need to go a little bit earlier, or maybe you're going to go maybe 8 repetitions or 9 past me, right, longer, you know which exercise is next, okay? So keeping count on your own, and until you finish, that's the number you'll put in. If you decide to do 7 or 8 repetitions of the 5 and you don't complete all 5 exercises, you're just going to write down that you did 8 repetitions, and maybe put in parentheses you did 4 of the exercises, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with our single leg stretch right away. So come on down, and here we go. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 7. So next is double leg. This is 7. Double leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next will be crisscross, 6. Traditional crisscross, 7. Hands behind the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next will be single straight, 5, 6, 7, single straight, 1, 2, 3. The last one is double straight, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Double straight, hands behind the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. All right, so write down your result under Fab 5 number 2, and then come on back. All right, so hopefully you saw some improvements with Fab 5. We're gonna move into the roll-up exercise. So the first time we did this, we attempted 1 roll-up and tried to complete 1 roll-up. If you put 1 in your result, you're gonna see if you can do multiple roll-ups, okay? Just do as many as you feel comfortable to pass up the first result, right? And then write your result in there. If you did not complete the roll-up the first time and you're still having difficulty completing the roll-up, you're gonna just see where you know, how far you can go with the roll-up, and then put down where you got stuck, okay? So with the upper back up off the mat, shoulders again. We're gonna go ahead and straighten our legs. So I'm gonna demonstrate. Arms stuck behind your head. And it's just a traditional roll-up. Nice and slow, up and over the legs, and nice and slow coming down. And that will be 1. So my feet stay connected to the mat. My back stays connected to the mat. And I'm going to do as many as I want to, right? Or have passed my last result, and then I'm going to write my result down. So go ahead and pause the video, do your roll-up exercise, write down your result in number 2, and then come on back. All right, you guys, hopefully you were able to do a couple of roll-ups in the last test. We're gonna move on to our push-up leg pull down. So modified with the knees down, traditional with the knees off the ground. So you decide how you wanna test this time, but it's continuous until you stop. So as many push-up leg pull downs that you can do either with your knees on the floor or off the floor until you stop. So I'm gonna demonstrate. Modified, knees are down. So I do the push-up, I come up into high plank, I pull down, each leg, that's one, knees come down, and then I repeat, okay? Traditional is knees off the floor, push up into pull down, each leg, and then repeat, continuous, okay? So decide which one you'd like to do, modified or traditional. Pause the video, do your push-up leg pull downs, write your results in number 2, and then come on back. All right, so we're gonna go into spine stretch. We're gonna go ahead and warm up with a few spine stretches before we test. So remember with spine stretch, the legs are split. We're stretching forward with a flat back, rounded back, coming back, just limbering up. And remember that the test is where our hands fall on the mat at the extent of our reach forward. Okay? All right, so watch me. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to reach forward, drop my hands down, and then I'm going to write down where my hands drop. So I'm going to use my wrists as a marker. So I'm going to put wrists at heels. That's where my hands stopped. Okay, so you go ahead and pause the video, do your spine stretch, write down your result, and then come on. All right, so we're gonna move into Superman pull. So we're gonna come over to our tummies. I'm gonna demonstrate. So you start with your arms outstretched ahead of your head here. And remember, Superman, arms and legs come up off the mat. And then the pull is that we pull our elbows back to our sides, arms back to start, and then down. So we're going to continuously Superman pull until we've passed up that last result, or we stop, okay? Go ahead and pause the video, do your Superman pulls, write your result in number 2, and then come on back. All right, you guys, so next is your personal goals. So I want you to look at your personal goals, see if you've achieved any of those goals for the duration of the 8-week semester. If you did, please write just a little bit of a descriptor of what you achieved, what they were. If you didn't, you might want to just give me a little explanation of, you know, how close were you, or if you weren't even close, or you know, you were working towards it, whatever it is. I just want you to evaluate your personal goals and write down something in response, okay? So please do that for me. Make sure your name's on the form. Make sure you've saved the form with the information, right? And then make sure that you've submitted the form back to me before 11:55 on Sunday night. The weekly connection, this will be our final weekly connection, number 9. So make sure you respond to that one as well. That's worth 5 points. And then if you did any extra credit work, I'm gonna apply that work to the end points, okay? So if you have any questions or concerns, make sure you reach out to me before Monday, because that's when I will be doing my grading. That's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the class. I hope that you received benefit from the class, enjoyed the class, and will continue to practice your Pilates. So enjoy your holiday break. Good luck on your finals, and maybe I will see some of you soon.